We had a couple of comments that I want to react to from our Boss Watch segment. Pinkerbell saying that's horrifying. Matt, holy crap. Benjo says way too young for this to happen to these people. Insanity. And Pinkerbell says the thought of people spending their last moments on this earth making money for corporations that will replace them before they're even cold is radicalizing AF. Before you even consider the accidents and injuries. And yeah, that's really exactly the point of the Boss Watch segment, right? Because it is just so crazy, because when you realize how much this happens and how preventable it is. I mean, one of the leading causes of death, of workplace deaths, are falls. We know how to prevent falls. It's by we know how to prevent falls that result in death and injury. It's by wearing fall protection. Another one of the leading causes is trench collapses. I mean, there are very strict, very, well-known regulations around trenches and working at heights. And just to save a few bucks, corporations don't do them. And literally 100 people every day are killed on the job. 6,000 people suffer every single week from injury and illness on the job, and thousands die from occupational injuries every week. I mean, it is just a ridiculous amount of death and sickness that happens at work. And so, Boss Watch, we want to try to highlight some of that, and also recognize, help people recognize that, unfortunately, the apparatus of the state is not powerful enough to protect you by and large, especially now, as the Trump administration is taking a chainsaw to all of the worker protection agencies. The thing that is going to protect you is you and your coworkers organizing, getting a union contract with a worker safety committee so you don't have to rely on OSHA or the Wage and Hour Division at the Department of Labor, stuff like that. So, really important segment.
Yeah, and just to add a fine point to that, it would take the OSHA, the Federal Occupational Safety and Health Administration, 185 years to inspect every workplace just once. And Congress only allows the agency to spend less than $4 protecting each worker it's responsible for. So absolutely, we know for a fact that union workplaces are safer. And it makes sense because when workers have a voice on the job, they're able to resolve safety issues, prevent safety issues, increase training, all the sorts of things that make for safer workplaces. And want to note that April 28th is Workers' Memorial Day. So if you're not familiar with that, that is a good day to, reflect and just remember all the lives who are lost at work, the preventable lives that are lost and harmed, because that is an ongoing, silent tragedy in this country, are the people who are losing their lives and their limbs and their health at work or because of work. And so April 28th is Workers' Memorial Day. AFL-CIO encourages unions, labor council, state federations, other bodies to do something, around that day, to organize around that day, to, if nothing else, just share these stories and have conversations with people and let people know what's going on. I know I've written an article that I'm hoping to get out on Workers' Memorial Day, for the general public, just because I think a lot of times we don't hear about these issues. And unless it's, especially if you don't work in a workplace that is considered dangerous, quote unquote, right? Like if you're in a more white collar professional environment, and you've never experienced some of the more dangerous workplaces, you may not be aware. That said, even in office environments, there are all sorts of hazards that you deal with. I just recently had a conversation with someone who was talking about mold and how mold contamination was just having such a detrimental effect on a workplace and on workers in the workplace. And this was, a white collar environment, right? So don't think that you're immune to these issues as well. Workplace safety is important for everyone. And like you said, it's workers coming together, building unions. That's how we can try to keep each other safe.
You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.